This was recorded 32 days after her first video report.
Are you ready to rock and roll?
Ready.
She begins with a bit of a surprise, a success that we did not work on directly, but was a benefit of the sincere emotional improvements she did accomplish.
Yeah, so it was never a direct goal to lose weight, but what girl doesn't want to? But when we started releasing the feelings, my goal was actually to start getting more active. And for some reason there was some kind of a blockage of eating healthier, going back to the gym or walking, all the things that, bike riding, all the activities I used to really like to do. And after we released, I think after the first 2 sessions, the energy came and I just started going back. And since I lost 20 pounds in 1 month. And I actually just signed up for a trainer last week.
So you went back to the gym? Uh-huh.
Yep. Signed up for my trainer, going back into fitness model bodybuilding. Yeah. So it's good.
Dropped 20 pounds, huh?
Yeah.
Gee, I didn't hypnotize you to drop 20 pounds. How'd that happen?
I just think it was, I believe that when we don't feel safe in our life, we have traumatic events, our body naturally knows how to protect itself, and I think putting on weight is one of those ways. So I think that when those unresolved issues started going away, so did the needed protection.
Me too.
Yeah.
So too, yeah.
I do see this with the people I work with, where an unplanned but connected benefit manifests. Releasing weight has been one of the surprises people can get from releasing negative feelings. And she had a second unplanned benefit from her emotional cleansing work.
Since about 6 years ago in the traumatic event with the ex-wife, I actually started developing really bad psoriasis all around on my arms. I haven't been able to wear long or short sleeves 6 years.
Well, you're wearing them today.
So, yep, skin's clearing up. I do believe that it's all part of, one, getting active, eating healthy, and not having to protect myself because I've let go of that unnecessary trauma.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Social experiences are more spontaneous, meaningful, and enjoyable.
People coming up and talking to you in the gym.
Mm-hmm.
Can we talk a little bit about that?
I think you and I talked about that one instance where I was driving to the grocery store, and this was kind of, I think, after our first or second session. And the guy actually followed me in there and started yelling at me. And that was a pretty common occurrence. I just seem to attract that chaotic people who want to just take it out on me. After our second session, things started shifting. And I had this lady, I was working out, I have my music in, I'm not, I'm just kind of in my own zone, and this lady just, out of nowhere, was working out with my husband, and I guess he gave me a kiss on the cheek, and went and did his thing, and she said, "That's so cute, I wish I could find a guy like that," and it ensued in like a 20-minute conversation of just really healing, because I've been through a divorce before, and it was a very touching moment. She really opened up to a stranger, and the only reason I believe is because I had removed my barricades and my stuff and was in that energy to be there.
She felt safe? Or?
Yeah. There was just something, evidently, there was just something attractive about my energy, that she felt safe, that she could open up. I used to have that a lot when I was doing massages. People just said you have a very calm presence, very non-judgmental, and they just felt like they could just talk. And then once I started dealing with my own stuff, obviously, I started building up my own walls and push people away. It doesn't feel good. So it feels really good to break down my own barriers and have those connections with people. It like happened at the bank. Just got a conversation with someone in line, and they just started telling me, and And it's a two-way thing. It's not like they're just unloading their life story. It's just a really neat connection that you get to have with someone when
I get to have.
you understand what I'm saying.
Reviewing her original goals as she started her sessions. Your original goal was to let go fear and anxiety.
Because I was having the panic attack. Still haven't had a panic attack. Even with the threat of this lawsuit, which caused me to start having nightmares, I still didn't have a panic attack. I was still able to
I'm really proud of you, Heather.
really get down to the heart of what the issue was. And it's just fear-based stuff.
And we did that last session, which would have been, what, your 5th session? We focused mostly on that.
Yeah.
How did that go? The court? Your experience? She has had to appear in court as part of her job in the past, and it has been an awful experience. She was smart enough to come in for a session, her 5th, for help in releasing anxiety and setting herself up to be empowered this time. And with the self-empowerment she attained, what she ended up doing was a nice surprise. The court? Your experience?
I wasn't there. I didn't have to go. That's the nice part, is I was finally able to set some boundaries down and say, unless you need me there, I'm not going to put myself in unnecessary conflict. The 50 tenants still showed up to bully me, and I wasn't there. And it felt good to say, you know what, I don't have to participate in that crazy. So.
Wow, that reminds me of how this ties into the changed energy about the salesman. You don't have to answer the phone, you don't have to answer the door,
Right.
You don't have to go be somebody's punching bag at court.
Exactly.
That's huge.
Yeah.
Notice she is empowered now to make her own choices whether to engage and participate in things, whereas before her sessions she felt powerless and unable to protect herself. In the questionnaire I have people fill out before their sessions, I want to know what they want and what benefits and blessings will come as they obtain their goals. The reason I want the goal and the benefits and blessings that will come from attaining the goal is to give the subconscious mind a clear target to achieve. Her original goal: to let go fear and anxiety, meaning to get over the fear and anxiety that was making her life miserable and stop the panic attacks. So I found your original goal was, to let go of fear and anxiety, but we wanted to know the blessing from it, and that was to be happy, to be healthy and active again, because I have things to give, and I want to enjoy the moment.
I think we're well on our way. It's a journey. And I'm happier to be so much farther on the journey than when we started.
Just briefly, I wonder if you could kind of compare to how things were going before the sessions compared to now, and it might even surprise you.
See, before sessions, honestly, I felt like my life was just one reaction to another. It's just always holding my breath, waiting, always just that anxiety, that horrible feeling inside, the tightness. Everybody was always attacking me. It's just a really dark, gloomy place to be. My relationship suffered. I don't think I had played with my kids. Like, we used to play board games all the time, even just daydreaming, looking at clouds, just playing, I was just really closed off and just go away. I'm dealing with adult stuff and horrible people yelling at me on the phone. Closed off to my husband. Didn't really, didn't want to go hang out. Was very antisocial, You know, at the end of the day, I just wanted to stay in the house. But it's flipped completely. Now I find myself looking for connections and friendships, and I'm playing with my children and laughing and teasing my husband again, and just realizing that work is just work. And finding those boundaries to just, you know, there's functions of my job that are always I'm a property manager. You're just always going to have to deal with those problems, but I no longer have to carry them home. I no longer have to own other people's stuff. At the end of the day, I can leave it because I still want to live my life. Does that make sense?
Sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely. The benefits and blessings from learning how to release negative feelings from her perspective. One thing I think would be helpful is to share how learning to release feelings has helped you in your life.
Okay. So the blessings that come from it is, one, the instant relief. When I start feeling that negativity, or, you know, I'm going along having a great day, somebody tries to, you know, interject their stuff into my life, I recognize it. I feel that negative energy, where before I think I would hold on to it for a really long time. I acknowledge it, tap and release, let it go, and then I'm back to having a great day. That's a huge blessing for me. I don't want to hold on to other people's stuff.
Makes the day a little easier,
Yeah.
a little more enjoyable.
Yeah. An example would be, I received a very hostile letter. Actually, it was a death threat from a tenant. And normally that would send me into a panic. I'm going to turn the video cameras on.
Try this. In the past,
that would have instantly caused fear and panic. It's a horrible feeling because I don't know if they're serious. A lot of these people have mental illnesses, but I don't know when they're going to be serious. And yeah, I started to feel the tightening, a little bit of anxiety, fear. I tapped and released, and I just called my attorney, and you know what? It's done.
remember a few moments ago when she declared, "I don't want to carry other people's stuff." She's not just talking about it, she's doing it. Meaning, she acknowledged the tight anxiety, fear in her body and chose to release it. And with the release came clarity and self-empowerment. What was the benefit of the tapping and releasing?
So instead of feeling panicked, I felt calm, like I was before I opened the letter and read. And then after, I was back to, it no longer affected my life. It didn't cause any feelings whatsoever.
Awesome. Matter of fact, getting back to calm, your next move was you called your attorney?
Yeah. Yeah. Isn't that why I pay him to handle? You know, I used to take those instances so personal, and I've now been able to tap and release past that feeling and realize it's my position, it's not me as a person. I don't have to take it personal, and there's other ways to handle it. As an example, let my attorney handle it instead. So it feels really good to have that empowerment back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
More benefits and blessings from doing her sessions.
The positive that's come, it has enhanced my relationship with my husband. I think before, and my kids, I think before I kind of kept them, you know, I have my boundaries up, my walls, I have to protect myself, and when I'm protecting myself, I don't have anything to give to them. So when I've been able to tap and release and let those feelings go so my boundaries can come down, I am now present for my family. I am here, I'm interacting, I'm engaging, I'm giving back to the relationships.
Yeah, that was one of your goals, is to be happy because I have things to give.
Yeah. I'm just naturally, I've always been a giver. So I'm always happy when I'm being of service, and being in that place of giving. it's important to me.
I asked her to explain what was significant about the processes we used in her sessions.
With the tapping and releasing is the interactive hypnotherapy, is that the things that we went in the past and visited that I was able to release and actually get rid of, as opposed to when I went to counseling and we just talked about it and talked about it and never found any resolve. But through the interactiveness, like we talked about, going through into the past and dealt with the core issues, which actually resolved them. I think that was absolutely incredible.
I'm really glad that I got to know you, and I'm grateful that you're willing to do the video. This is really nice.
Well, I'm very grateful to have met you too. Like I told you, my husband had come and seen you before, and he, for 6 years actually, he's been telling me to come see you. But I think it just had to be that point where I was ready to change.
Absolutely, you definitely are, and we're ready to change. You definitely feel calmer to me, much more settled and present in your body. That's my take.
What I find to be absolutely fascinating is I've been to counseling, I've been to psychiatrists, tried to do it on my own, just self-learning, but nothing has helped to this extent.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
That you're channeling Elvis. No, what I want to say in closing though is how much I'm grateful and appreciate you, Randy, because I couldn't do it without you, and I appreciate that you teach me how to do it on my own.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
That was humbling.
Thank you. I can't do Elvis. Thank you very much.
Just, you have to
You do it way better.
Just have to really drop it. Thank you very much. Thank you.